and it is very nice to look at all the viewers. Uh, there are so many watching this live stream. So welcome all of you to yet another fresh debate competition that is between Team SBPS and Team ASIS. So I have been given a privilege to be the guest host for this debate competition, and it will be so great to interact with you young thinkers and all participants. It is so great to see you all. And the topic for today's discussion will be self-pity stems from an unhealthy obsession with being happy. So you might not be much familiar with this topic, but I can guarantee you that as the discussion goes on, you will be more well informed about the topic. And also, just a minute. Yes, so the most special thing about this contest will be the online voting. The results will be announced based on voting online, and that will make the program more interesting and engaging for all the viewers. I would also suggest all the viewers to be very attentive during this program, as this will help you to vote very wisely, and uh, that will make the program more better for us, as we will achieve our goal of democracy. Yes, it will also help us to practice that. So the topic part is done, and I would like the SBPS team leader Rehan Meghani to start with their introduction. First, their team will introduce to us and very quickly, and it is the team for the motion. So here we go, Rehan.
So hello everyone, I am Rehan Meghani, and some of my hobbies are writing books, acting, etc.
All
I
right,
am
next,
Jainil.A.Patel. I am Jainil.A.Patel and my hobbies are playing football and drawing.
next.
Hi, I am Dhruv B.Thavrani, and some of my hobbies are to play football and to read books.
Zeel.
Hello everybody. My name is Zeel Vaghasiya and my hobbies are to play football and watching movies.
So ASIS group leader Aayushi Dave, whose team is against the motion. So please start, Aayushi.
Good morning, everyone. This is Aayushi Dave. My hobbies include reading books, watching television, and writing poetries.
Next, next.
I'm Chahat Sardhara. I'm 13 years old and I am also uploading my dance videos in my channel. And I also like acting.
Hello everyone, myself Yug Bhatt and my hobbies are reading books and dancing.
Hello everyone, myself Tanishka Singhal. My hobbies are playing badminton and swimming.
Very great. It was nice to hear from you all about your hobbies and interests. So now the real part comes, and I would also suggest all the viewers to be very attentive and vote very wisely, as we want the deserved ones to be the winners. So now we can start our discussion. Uh, First, let me all tell you that our society has a fixation with very much with positive thinking and happiness. So this majorly comes from the Western society, and we all have to be active part of this debate and take part in the country's matter. This is all about, and I think we can start with Rehan.
Okay. Good morning, everyone. Today, I and my teammates are going to exhibit some unignorable evidence that self pity stems from a harmful obsession with being happy. Now, no one can possibly ignore the fact that a pretty good percentage of the world's population are obsessed with being happy. In my opinion, happiness is always a delusion. It has become a preoccupation because there's so much unhappiness in the air. Happiness is not a destination. I heard people saying, I want to become a happy person in the future. Well, that doesn't make any sense, does it? The idea of getting happiness, maybe by repeating it over and over again or sitting in an exceptionally silent room, is preposterous. And that brings us to my second point, which is that you can't possibly have a definition for happiness that's agreeable with everybody. Indeed, if you ask 100 different people what is happiness, you would probably get 100 different answers. So, when we can't properly define the thing itself, why publish books, make centers, waste so much money about achieving it? I feel these measures would make problems worse rather than solving them. People are engrossed in happiness. They constantly keep wondering, am I happy? And then self pity follows it, which will be explained by my teammate Zeel Vaghasiya later. And this concludes in buying antidepressant drugs, looking for books that guide how to be happy, etc. Don't get me wrong, I'm not against happiness. But if I hear that someone in this culture watches the news and still is happy, then there is something wrong.
That was great from you, Rehan. Very nice to listen. You came up with some brilliant points. So now I want Aayushi Dave, the captain of ASIS, to address.
Thank you. Sorry, 1 minute. Yes, am I audible?
Yes, yes.
Okay. The quality and not the longevity of one's life is what is important. Let me ask you guys a question. What do you value most in your life? Since I couldn't find a quirky way to introduce myself, let's start with a formal introduction. Myself, Aayushi Dave, and I am the person who is going to make you guys question yourselves whether the quality of your life is amazing or poor. What is quality of life? Quality of life is a measure of happiness, which is a really important component in making decisions. Factors that play a role in quality of life may vary according to personal preferences, but they often include financial stability, family life, health, safety, job satisfaction, etc. What makes up a well lived life? This is an intentionally personal question, and your view of success may be completely different from mine, and that's what makes this world an interesting beast. Living a quality life is all about the moments when things get really tough and we still figure out a way to turn things around, from stress to calm, from blame to sympathy, and from distraction to clarity. If we regret our mistakes, it means that we understood our mistake and we will not repeat it in the future. That suggests a good quality of life. After all, as people say, you can't expect a high quality of life if you don't regret your mistakes. So, saying, I conclude myself and hope that you were able to answer my questions and understand what really quality of life is. Aridavarchi.
Thank you so much, Ayushi, for informing us about the quality and the standards of life. That was brilliantly done. Well done. So,
Thank you.
my question to Rehan. Yes, Rehan, please.
Yes, yeah.
Uh, so you said that there are so many books and so much budget is spent on writing all those stuff that makes people happy. Yes. So don't you think you said that was right, but don't you think that would motivate people and give a hope in their life to live a joyful life? And yes,
Yeah, well, that's true. But I would say that all of this publishing, all about drugs as well, this is all done because of the market. I'll tell you about one such example about drugs. A drug company says that this drug will effect on you after 6 weeks. Well, after weeks, a person isn't either going to be depressed or will either commit suicide because he's a lot depressed. So these drugs want to make sure that the customers come back and back for their selling. So I think that this is all done just because of publicity and not because they really want to cure them. If people really want to get happy, then they should move on with their lives. They should get jobs that make them get out of their get out of their beds?
Really well answered, well spoken, Rehan. And I would like to add that most of the social media platforms all have been engineered in such a way that when we visit it again, the dopamine is released and we feel that pleasure. Yes. So that's the
Yes.
point you wanted. Yes. So nice. Now I am questioning Ayushi. Yes.
Yes.
So you talked about the mistakes we make in life and then we regret about that. So don't you think that we should learn from others' mistakes rather than making mistakes ourselves and learning from them? And it is easy to learn from others' mistakes. What do you think about that?
Yes. So making mistakes is completely normal. Every human being has made one single mistake at least in their entire life. And as you mentioned, learning from others' mistakes. Now, we if we don't understand the actual meaning of making a mistake and then understanding it, how can we expect ourselves to understand that from others? Like we say, when we own experience, from our own experience, we learn things. For example, you and I went on a roller coaster and I just stayed out and I will say that no, you go, I will learn from your experience. So is that possible? No, right? I have to go through the same thing myself to experience the roller coaster. In the same way, I have to make my own mistake to understand what mistakes are. Thank you.
Now that was really impressive. The example that you gave answers it fully. Thank you so much. And now it's turn of Jainil.A.Patel.
Yes.
Yes, you can.
According to the World Health Organization, the rates of depressive illness have increased by 20% between 2005 and 2015. In the same report, they note that people born after 1945 are more likely to have this illness. This is globally, and all this despite general improvements in healthcare, education, and social welfare. The Journal of Affective Disorders put it like this: modern populations are increasingly overfed, malnourished, sedentary, sunlight deficient, sleep deprived, and socially isolated. These changes affect the incidence of depression. There is a sense that happiness is being medicalized and provides a lucrative market to the medical and pharmaceutical industries, providing long term treatments but not cures. Life is struggle. It is not constant joys or euphoria. It is ups and downs. The people we see as successful are the ones who relish the struggle and are therefore content with their lives. So, rather than rushing to the doctor, maybe we should look at how we can change things personally in our lives that will provide us a greater sense of purpose and contentment in our lives. Maybe, too, we should look at how children develop an unrealistic vision of what real life is like. Life is not perfect, and that is exactly what makes life great.
So it's turn of Tanishka.
Okay. Action may not always bring happiness, but there is no happiness without action. Let me ask you a question. What are the actions that make you happy? It may be playing or listening to music. So, here I introduce myself. I'm Tanishka Singhal from grade 9th. I'm here to discuss the components of happiness. There are two components of happiness: the balance of emotions and life satisfaction. The balance of emotions. Everyone experiences both positive and negative feelings, emotions, and moods. Happiness is generally linked to experiencing more positive feelings than negative. Life satisfaction. This relates to how satisfied you feel with different areas of your life, including your relationships, work, achievements, and other things which you consider important. Now, I will discuss some impacts of happiness. Positive emotions increase satisfaction with life. Happiness helps people build stronger coping skills and emotional resources. Being happy may help you get sick less often. Happier mental states are linked to increased immunity. People who report having a positive state of well being are more likely to engage in healthy behaviors such as eating fruits and vegetables and engaging in regular physical exercise. I would like to quote a line: spread love everywhere you go. Let no one ever come to you without leaving happier. Thank you.
Okay, that was very well said. So my question is to Janil, that he raised that important medical aspect of this topic. So Janil, do you think that this all those medical treatments are of no use, as you told that they aren't a permanent cure for all the disease? So what should a depressed person do to cure his illness, his ill mindset? So how can you suggest anything?
First of all, he should think that he is not depressed and not keep happiness as an aim. He should just focus on his work and continue to interact with his friends and family so that his thinking that he is depressed and his poor mindset can be cured. Because as long as your own mind tells you that you are bad at something, you can never be good at it.
Very well answered, Janil. So now I wanted to question Tanishka about you greatly explained that what are negative feelings, and you also talked about the positive well-being of a person. So can you define what is positive well-being and how can it lead
Positive
to
well
a person's well-being? Yes, continue.
Positive well-being means the person is happy and not depressed, and he is happy because he is happy with his surroundings and his family, friends. He's happy with his life. So positive well-being means that he's happy, and negative means he's very sad, depressed, and he's just thinking about his stress and tension for something.
Okay, so I understood what you wanted to say. Your points are clear. Thank you. And now it's the turn of Dhruv Thavrani.
Yeah. Alluding to a point that Janil was making, there is something major that is associated with the overwhelming rise of unhappiness in the world. What I am referring to is social media in general and the growth of social media that we are seeing in these days. About the same, I had a short conversation with my parents, and they explained to me that when they were of my age, they honestly had no time to fret about whether they are happy or not. They were just too busy dealing with their own lives. But today, with the rise of global messaging platforms, people are now indulging and wasting their time in comparing their lives to others. Research is also suggests that happiness is correlated with popularity, and or at least it is known in that manner. In many instances, people compare their lives people compare their lives with their friends on social media, and due to that, they feel they are less popular and so that they are less happy in average. Coming back to the point about famous people, little thought given to it whether what they are showing is even real. You never know whether that person, what he is showing, is really happy from inside as they tend to show in their pictures. In the past time, the cameras never lied. They always exhibited the truth. Today, however, the ever trusted lenses have become blurred upon the different perceptions of people. Reality and fantasy are almost indistinguishable. Figuring out what makes us happy or unhappy is always messy, and much of the research is still incomplete. But based on what experts know today is taking time away from social media seems more likely to brighten your day than burn you out. So I think you should explore how using social media makes you feel emotionally and ask yourself if you are using social instead of seeing friends in person or exercising or doing other things that we know are linked to happiness and improved mental health. Because lastly, we are the ones we should focus upon.
So, Chahat, it's your turn.
Yes, sir. Can you hear me?
Yes, you're audible.
Quality. You know, the word quality seems to be quite interesting. Why? Because this word doesn't mean an act. This word means our thought, our habits. You know, thoughts cannot change into things. Things can change into thoughts. Thoughts are never be things. Things can be thoughts. And our life quality is also predominantly dependent on our thought quality, on our thinking quality. Like if I want to do harvesting, and for the harvesting, I want to choose the improved seed, then only my harvesting will improve. In the same way, for our life quality, we have to improve first our thinking, then only our life quality will be good. Well, you're watching me, Chahat Sardhara, who is not here just to speak, who is here to share her thinkings with you all. Well, guys, according to me, I think so. To improve our life quality, everyone has their different ways, right? Yes, correct. Just we have to walk according to that all ways that will definitely boost our life quality without any drastic change. Now, you know, there are certain points which are, determining the life quality. And among them, the first one is the words we speak. Yes, the words we speak that matters because the words are considered as the most powerful drug of the whole universe. So we should make sure that we should not speak the kind of words that will hurt anyone. Yes, we should take care of that kind of things. Otherwise, the relationships will completely destruct. We should think 100 times before speaking something. Second thing, which is upgrading the quality of life, that is our mission, our goal to achieve something. Now, if we are achieving something, that not means that we lose our character. No, we should not lose our character. We should work according to our character. Yes, it is good that we are achieving our goal. We are just focusing on achieving our aim, but with our character. Because once you lose your character, then your whole life will change. So, just focus on your character. And even happiness is also like it is improving the life quality, right? If we are happy, then we will take the good decisions, proper decisions, and we will behave properly with others. That will make the good relationship. Yes. So at the last, before ending my session, I just want to say, kill sadness before sadness kills you. Catch happiness before happiness goes away from you. Just mind it. Thank you for giving me such an opportunity to talk in front of you all. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Chahat, to you, especially for delivering such good quality of thoughts. And that you said words are the most powerful drugs in this world. That was really well said. So now I want to question through that. Through, can you hear me?
Yeah.
So you said that in social media, people look at those popular personalities and they think they are happy. So what is your point of view? Does popularity really make a person happy? What do you think?
Means it is like that people means a famous person when buys new things and those people who cannot buy feels them depressed, that if they have that sort of comfortable life, they would be very happy. Means happiness is a byproduct of things. And I'll give you an example that when you ask a person what is your aim of life, he says happiness. But when we go into deeper state, means he wants to tell that he wants to just feel comfortable and he wants to live the life with ease. That his point of view was not happiness. Means he wants to just live a life with ease, comfortable, and wants to have all the other things like that.
Very well answered. So comfortability is the goal of life and not happiness. Yes. So uh, Chahat, next question to you. You talked about the quality of life and the life quality. So what do you think? What determines the quality of life?
Yes, sir. I talked about the word, talked about the mission, but more than that, all relationship. Yes. Now see, for example, a person is there. We should have the ability to understand what is the person. If he is trying to empowering us down level, we are not in relationship. We are caged, right? And if he is uplifting us to the up level, then we are in relationship. We should understand the what relationship. So that will make our life quality better.
Yes, very well answered. And one more point I wanted to make is that in present scenario, everyone suggests us to be cheerful. No, when we talk about our problems, they tell that, "Hey, what are you doing? Just be happy, just be cheerful." But do you think it's a way of ignoring our problems that they say?
Yes, because see now it's not like when they will be in the problem, then they will understand. We are in problem, then we understand. But actually, we should be happy in the life. If we are happy, our mind is calm, then only we will be able to solve that kind of problem, whatever the situation.
Hmm. Okay, so next is the turn of Zeel Vaghasiya.
We tend to learn self pity when we are young. Maybe it was a sunny Sunday afternoon. You were 9 years old, your parents wouldn't let you have any ice cream if you didn't do your max homework. It was achingly unfair. Every other child in the world was playing football or watching TV. No one else has such a mean mother. It was just awful. We are all in theory dead against self pity. It seems deeply unattractive because it reveals egoism in its most basic form, a failure to put our own suffering into proper perspective against the larger backdrop of human history. No one likes to own up to self pity, and yet, if we are honest, it's something we feel quite often. And in fact, it's often rather a sweet and indeed important emotion. The fact is, we do deserve a great deal more pity than other people are ever very likely to bestow upon us. Life is in truth honestly hard in many ways. Even if one does have a top notch data plan and an elegantly designed fridge, our talents are never fairly recognized. Our best year will necessarily drift away.
Okay,
Okay, start. I will start again then.
so Zeel very well said that those points that about the talent that you raised and the
Yeah.
talent is not being recognized and all that. That was very well said, exceptional from you. And next is the turn of Yug. Be ready, Yug.
The key to be happy is knowing you have the power to choose what to accept and what to let go. Let me ask you a question. Do you know the importance of having happiness in your life? So this is Yug Bhatt from grade ninth, and I am here to discuss about happiness. So let's start with the definition of happiness.
So, what do you think? What is happiness? Happiness is an emotional state characterized by feelings of joy, contentment, fulfillment, and satisfaction. While happiness has many different definitions, it is often described as involving as positive emotions and life satisfaction. And if you will discuss about the history of happiness, then happiness has long been recognized as a critical part of health and well-being. The pursuit of happiness is given as an in general right. Right? Happiness should not be outer consciousness; it should be inner consciousness. If there will be no happiness in our life, it is impossible to understand the quality of life. If there will be not happiness in our life, then the person will not be able to understand the other's feeling. Am I right or not? Right. And if the person will not be understanding the other's feeling, then some clashes and fight will become. Happiness is also linked to better decision making and improved creativity. So rather than success being the key to happiness, research shows that happiness could in fact be the key to success. I think happiness is the highest form of wellness. Happiness is not what you have just as far as money or status. Happiness is what you feel from inside. It comes from within. So at last, I would say very simple that no medicine cures what happiness cannot. So be happy, stay safe, stay healthy. Thank you.
So, very well said, Yug. And the point that you raised, that happiness is not about resourcefulness. Happiness is what that comes from inside. So, my question to you is: have you seen monks and saints meditating? And one research also says that they are the happiest persons in their life. And on one side, we have those big billionaires who own so much of property and stakes. So,
It
what
is
do you
not.
think? What is the better way of achieving happiness? By resourcefulness or by eternal meditation and the peace of the mind? What do you
It
think?
is. It is not like that. That the money is like that. Mukesh Ambani and that all are very graceful. That they graceful. That they are very happy that we have got some money and we are happy. It's not like that. Poverty also has happiness. The people who are poor, they are also happy. It is not that like the people who do meditation or they are monks who are very happy. It is like that. That heart should be very clear and positive, so the positive vibes will be there and our mind will be stable by the help of the happiness. So I think we should contribute the happiness by ourselves only, nothing like money or can be there.
Yes, very well said. You understood the question very well and you answered uh, that good. And
Thank
also,
you, sir.
my question to Zeel Vaghasiya, yes,
Yes.
that how can the poor or underprivileged or the middle class can represent the talent? So, what can we do for them that they can represent the talent at higher levels? Yes.
As you can say, there are many shows going on the TVs. So there are also poor people coming now, like to show their talents. Yeah, that's why they can say they can show their talents.
Yes, very good example you gave. Very good points made here. I'm so much impressed and the exceptional performance from you all guys. Both the teams, what a neck to neck battle. I'm sure all our viewers are enjoying this a lot. And I would also suggest all of them to start voting now as they have completed their arguments. And please consider subscribing to the channel Thinking Aloud versus Loud, as it will also help us to organize a better event next time. Yes, and this will also help this event to reach to the global audience. And now it's the time, it's the rebuttal round, where the captains note the statements of the opposing team and refute those statements. So I want to ask Rehan, the captain of the team, SBPS.
Yes.
That are you ready with the refutal of the arguments
Yes, I
you
am.
found wrong? Okay, you can start.
Okay, so I'll start. So first of all, I would like the viewers to remove all of the information bias that they have right now. If they are inclined towards one team, just remove that right now till we finish our summaries. So first point that I noticed about Ayushi is that she talked about quality life. But if you ask me, my happiness isn't a product of getting what I want. It's the byproduct of the difficult challenges I have faced. What about great authors? I've heard about lots of authors who are seriously depressed and happy about it. So, life isn't about whether you are happy the whole life. If you're happy the whole life, you will be successful. Your life was great. It's not all about that. Now, the second point I noticed about Tanishka. She said that you said she said about happiness is good point. But what if I ask you two questions? What is happiness? Or are you truly happy now? These are truly hard questions to answer. So, the good points of happiness cannot be framed because we do not really know the true definitions of happiness. Once a officer has asked the tribal, "What is happiness?" and the tribal had replied, "Meat and water." Well, that just about sums up my argument for Tanishka. About Chahat. I noted that, well, to be honest, I really thought that she was arguing from our sides. What I would say is that people are not happy with their jobs. They pity upon themselves. But then why did they choose their own jobs in the first place? An ideal day in the past was thought to be to have a job that makes you get out of your bed in the morning and a family that makes you happy to go home in the evening. And about you, he asked that what's the good life with happiness? Well, I would like to say that in the past times, the people's idea of a happy life was a life lived in harmony with nature, including the acceptance of discomfort and suffering. Happiness was considered synonymous as good fortune. Either you stumble upon it or you don't.
Yes, very well said. You refuted the arguments very well. I was also with those points in my mind. You unraveled them very beautifully. And I also want to ask you that in ancient times, happiness was about being with peace and harmony and being in the lap of nature. Yes.
Yes.
So, so in the ancient times, you also gave the example of tribals. So they engage in hunting. So is that a way of being peaceful with nature by
Yeah,
killing
so
the
that's just what I was saying. Happiness, sir, can you turn off your mic? Yeah. That's just what I was saying. Happiness is different about everyone. I said that if you ask 100 different people, you'll probably get 100 different answers. So about tribals, the happiness, the definition of happiness for them is what they do to like, and this is about the present event. In the past, people did not know anything about happiness. They just regarded it as a self fortune or a good fortune. So either you stumbled upon it, either you got good fortune, or you didn't. So they didn't really care about happiness. They were not obsessed. They did not base their life upon happiness.
and also I wanted to make a point that so many young people nowadays are getting in the shackles of depression. And what do you think is the main reason? Is that their inactivity?
I think it's all about the self pity. They pity upon themselves on very bad reasons like jobs. They chose a job and now they think that their boss isn't good and they self pity upon themselves. Then why did you take that job? Why didn't you take something that you liked, which helped you, which motivated you to do that continuously?
Can that reason be family pressure or the peer pressure they receive and take that bad decision?
Yeah, well, there are many reasons, but all I would suggest is that get on with it, do something good in
Yes.
life because you only have one life.
Yes, very well said. Truly impressed. Now, I want Ayushi to refute the argument.
Yes. So, first of all, about Rehan, he said that people should start a job and like they should just move on with their lives. In his idea, he views he shared. So, he said this. Now, as he said right now, also that people choose the wrong job on the first time. So now what is happening actually in the current situation, I'm saying, like what is happening right now, people want to pursue some kind of job, but due to the parental pressure, they are forced to do some job which their parents seem happy about. Like for example, I want to pursue my career in arts. I want to become maybe a singer, for example, but my parents think that is a really risky job, and I should just continue with my MBA. So there is where this thing is going. Like you say that people should just start doing their job and they should not self pity them, but some people are not self pitying, they are strong inside, but they are being lowered down, discouraged by their own family members, the society, peer pressure, and due to many other resources, and that causes depression or even suicidal thoughts, and many people suicide due to that. Like last year we saw a great actor, Sushant Singh Rajput. He had to like die himself. He lost his life because of the pressure he was in. So that is why we are saying that happiness is important, because that makes you think why we should live. And thinking that happiness is not important just gives you the ideas that why I shouldn't live. Second, Jainil mentioned that we should interact with our friends. That is also like a good idea. But not everyone has good friends. We know not everyone has good friends. We have good friends, we have bad friends. Some of our friends may be jealous of us, they just like to mock us, and we just can't share anything with them. And that self guilt just eats up the person from inside. Like I want to tell something to my friend, but I know that she will make fun of me because maybe it's an innocent question, maybe it's funny for her but serious for me. So like that, interacting with friends also not always works. Then Dhruv said that people seem happy on social media and in reality they are not happy. And as mentioned by my friend Yug, that happiness should be in our inner consciousness, not our outer consciousness. So I agree with his point correctly. But there are many people who don't want to share their feelings publicly. Like they want it to be with them only, so they appear happy. And if like one of us is influencer is there, he is not really happy in his real life, but he seems happy on social media. He uploads posts, and one of his fans saw him like he was unhappy. So what the fan will do, he will not think that okay, maybe he's personal with his feelings, he does not want to share. What he'll think, that he's fake. This influencer is fake, they want they are more views, so he's fake, he's doing like happy views and stuff. But what he's actually doing, that person, that fan is actually uh, greedy himself, that he knows that if I will upload this, if I tell something bad about such a big influencer, obviously I will get more views. So that is where uh, why people seem happy on social media. Before, because if you we know that people will judge us anytime whatever we do. If we seem happy on social media, then also they will say like they are fake. And if we like express our feelings, then also there will be some people who will say that he or she is just doing that to get views, to get people's sympathy. Then
Okay, so are you? Okay, my net went off. So you said that about there is a lot of hustle culture going on YouTube and other social media platforms, that they tell us that they are billionaires and earning in crores at that age, that young age. So do you think are they faking it because they are from a very good family background, and they fake their positivity that if you struggle then you will be also at such good place. But our middle class families and we don't have such family background, and there is a risk in choosing that career. So So do you think that how can we stop this type of cultures and toxic positivity on social media?
Only answer to this is proving yourself to the society. Like, if you want to become a singer, then prove it to the society that you can become a singer and that you will be successful becoming a singer. Like, many people are there, they are just scared that I want to become a singer. Maybe they're excellent at becoming a singer, for example, but they are just scared that what if I didn't succeed in that path? What if I had to return home and listen to my family and my society like cursing me and mocking me? But that is where people get wrong. They, if they have confidence in themselves, then they can prove themselves to the entire world, and this is the only way we can avoid this kind of culture. Like, we have this kind of thinking in our society, and the society people, they are just trying their level best to make us think that we are not confident enough and we may not succeed in this path, and they are successing. They are like uh, succeeding in what they are trying to prove.
Okay, very impressive. Uh, you all performed exceptionally well, and the command you all have on your speaking skills, and you encountered this topic very well. Uh, I think most of our viewers will be clear with this topic now, and that was a neck to neck battle. All of them have put some very good points, and in the live chat, also, I am able to see some good discussions going on, and 100 people, about 100 are watching, and I would suggest all of them to uh, go now and vote. And I would also ask Kunj to present the screen now for the live voting. Okay, so okay, so now the result is on screen, as you can all see, and the results are uh, total of more than 200 votes. That's a big achievement, and getting so much of support and love from you all viewers, that was just awesome. And this topic, I hope you all would have understood and voted very wisely. And as we can see the result, SBPS is the winner. So congratulations to the SBPS team, which was for the motion. And I would also like Rehan Meghani to share his feelings about this win. Great win.
Well, I'm very happy with all of this, and as you all know, all their side and our side worked very hard with it, and it was all upon the audience to decide. So I think that whatever they thought right, they did.
Okay, very nice to hear from you. And ASIS team did a great job. The team was against the motion, and I think they must have received a few more votes, but nonetheless, you all tried very well. Big round of applause for you all, and just awesome. If this would have been on stage, you would have been on fire. Yes, everyone would have enjoyed it a lot, and we would also receive a big round of applause. And I also want all of the participants to share their experience very quickly, starting from Jainil.
It was a very good experience, like knowing about the topic and hearing the positive and negative thoughts about it.
Okay, next, Dhruv.
Yeah, it was a very good experience to hear both sides of happiness and unhappiness, getting
So,
more to know
can I
about.
ask that from from what time were you preparing for this debate?
I started
Some
4 days.
both had a week
I
for all
started
of us.
before this.
Okay, and Zeel.
Yeah, it was a very nice experience. We learn so many things from his.
Yes, and Ayushi.
Yes, it was a golden opportunity this, and maybe we can win the next time. And congratulations to SBPS team.
Yes, and I should say that both the teams are winner here. And what was your experience being live with more than 100 people?
It was really new for me because I haven't been like since this pandemic started. I wasn't a part of any competition, and even if I was just not enjoying it as much as I enjoyed this event. So
Yes,
thank you so much for including at me.
and Tanishka.
It was a very good experience, and we came to know very new things and learned a lot. And thank you very much to the school and the team. Thank you.
And I would also like to give a special thanks to our technical team, Kunj and Dharya and Phil sir, for giving me such a golden opportunity to anchor this program. It was a really nice experience, and now I would like Chahat to share her experience.
Yes, I definitely loved it. I learned many things from it. Even the audience supported us. Like I liked it too much. This it all and like I liked it too much.
And you would all love to see the uploaded session here. You can go and anytime watch. And Yug, it's your turn. Please share your experience.
I also loved, and I am very grateful that I get that opportunity to speak in front of you all. And I am not sad that I lose the competition. This competition was not for winning or losing. This
Yes,
competition was only for gaining knowledge.
yes. It was such a knowledgeable discussion. And as you said, it was for
Okay.
gaining such experience and knowledge. And I think that's the end of the program. I really liked all of the support that we received, and it was such a great event. It is getting better and better by now, and I think that more of such debates will be held, and this will also help us to build our critical thinking skills. Yes. So, anyone at last would want to make any good point or something like that? They are left to say that anyone. Thank loud versus loud. Thank you very much. That was it for today. Bye bye. See you next time.
Bye.